Hey everybody, welcome to Trail Hunter USA. This is Eric Taylor. I'm with Art Geahr. I'm up here from western Kentucky, western part of Kentucky, and Art Geahr, Geahr Offroad, is in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And I've come up here and he is going to put some parts on my Bronco, and we'll talk more about that in another video. But now I want to introduce you to Art. Art, will you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe how you got started and stuff like that with the Jeeps?
Yeah, my name is Art Geahr. Again, I own an off-road shop here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. We specialize in Jeeps, but we're kind of moving toward Broncos a little bit too, as we see more and more of them. I started on a, that's why we're standing here in front of this old M38. I started my adventure with Jeeps started in an M151 A2 military Jeep. I was on a Stinger team stationed in Germany. So we kind of spent a lot of time in Jeeps, and that kind of set the pace for how I did Jeeps from that point on, which is why I kind of like the idea of having everything you need in the Jeep or vehicle, and that's your way there and back. It's one vehicle all the way out, do the trails all the way back. So that's kind of where all that started.
Yeah, that's cool. When did you start this actual business?
We've been here for about we're getting close to 8 years now. We started off as just a general auto repair shop. Obviously I had Jeeps, I worked on my own Jeeps here, and little by little you do a friends, you do another friends, and the next thing you know we're a Jeep shop. So it really was kind of by accident. It wasn't planned at all.
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot about Geahr Offroad, and it was one reason I was really interested in getting to him, because of the good work he does on the Jeeps. I knew the Bronco was coming around, and he was definitely going to be good for service for Broncos. If you're anywhere in this area, I highly recommend you coming in to see Art. And we'll leave a link for it's gearoffroad.com.
Yes, it is, yeah. We were on Facebook, Instagram, so all the usual.
Yeah, Facebook,
all the usual outlets.
Instagram, and everything. So I'll show you the shop here in just a minute. He's just expanded the shop. Can you show us around this Jeep here and tell us about it? So
this is it's a 1951 M38. Only made these for a couple of years. It's my favorite of all the old flat fenders. It was kind of the last of the flat fenders. After this, you go to the CJ5 with the rounded fenders. So, and the M38 was kind of they fixed a lot of the shortcomings, I guess if you call them, on the original Willys MB and the 4 GPWs. It had boxed frames, 24 volt. System, a better transmission. So those Jeeps are still great, and they're the reason we're here with Jeeps. But under the hood, it's still the 134 4-cylinder. This one's been converted to 12 volts. This is a driver. This is by no means a restoration. This is we use this a lot. We had it down to the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion driving around. So there's a lot of original stuff in here, and a lot of stuff that's been added to make it drivable. So, but it's a blast to drive. It's only good for about, it's real happy at about 40-45 miles per hour. So anything, it's really happy at like 2. But anything over that is, it's starting to push a little bit. But that's where this thing lives, is right about 40 miles an hour. It loves parades, but we do take it off road. We'll be at
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, we'll be at the meet and greet ride down in Slade this fall, leading a vintage group.
Cool. All right. Well, let's just walk around. Anything you want to add on the?
No, she pretty much speaks for herself. Yeah. It's
a beauty.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep some military, items in there. I got an old steel pod helmet in there, and this is an old Atlas pack I had, I used on active duty. I use that. I keep some recovery equipment in there, and just
Cool.
try to keep the military theme going. The top was wonderful on this. We just recently added the top, and that's kind of a game changer for if it rains, you know. Now I don't mind, you know. But we put some. It's pretty much the way I bought it. You know, I bought it from a guy locally here that that had done a lot of stuff to it, and I've kind of, he did a pretty good job on it, and I've kind of fixed stuff along the way, kind of make it, you know, I try to make it more military when I can, but like I said, it's by no means a restoration. It's a driver.
Yeah, it's a driver,
Yeah, yep.
and you still take it off road. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Now, I'm going to ask a question here. These tires, well, I really appreciate you showing us this classic, and we're going to now, I'm going to show you guys around his showroom here first, before we go to working on my Bronco. She just started stocking. I think you're going to be stocking overland stuff too for overlanders.
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything as far as, again, going back to my history with living out of a Jeep, there's certain things that make that experience more comfortable, and anything from lights, you know, little LED lights, to if you're like me, you can't go too far in the morning without coffee.
Yes.
So we've used these. Jetboils are wonderful. We use those. I always find the fastest route to coffee. If that's a local, if that's a local store, then that's it. You know. So whatever the fastest route to that is.
That's me too.
So if there's a local store, I will support them and go and drink their coffee. But if there's no store, I'm making my own. We made coffee on the Rubicon Trail with these. So these are wonderful for if there isn't a faster route to coffee. Anything from the ARB stuff, you know, airing up and airing down, you know, requires compressors and hoses. There's a bunch of different ways we can get there. We stock a lot of Fox stabilizers and shocks, you know, general accessories for Jeeps, and of course Broncos. We're going to work into those. I like the Baja design lights a lot. There's some new lights from Nacho coming out. I think we're going to stock some of those. KCs, we do some KCs in here. RAM mounts for mounting a lot of your iPads and phones for navigational purposes. CMM makes some really nice mounts. This is for a TJ/LJ, where you can, you know, use these 1-inch balls and mount stuff like that. Cool. So you spend a lot of time in these vehicles, you might as well be comfortable. So we're trying to, in addition to the hard parts, like you see a lot of mirrors here, in addition to the hard parts, we're trying to cater to a lot of the people that that whatever you want to call it, overlanding, camping, car camping, even rock crawlers, you know, you've got to drive to the trails. So and a lot of this stuff is for that outdoor lifestyle. You know, that's what we're trying to keep in mind, is the stuff that we use when we're off-road and camping. A lot of solar panel stuff we're getting into. I use one of the Goal Zero generators in our shop Gladiator to power the refrigerator when we're not driving. So again, it's all back to living out of a vehicle.
It's not necessarily overlanding. It includes overlanding. Well, as you guys can see, he's got, looks like just about anything you could want here, and then I'm sure you could order if there's something that he doesn't have, he could order it for you.
A bunch of different distributors, so we can we try to shop around for price and availability. Radios are another thing that are getting popular now as we start to move away from CB and hit GMRS pretty hard.
All right, guys, you see he's got just about anything you want again. We appreciate the tour, and let's get at it.
Let's go ahead.